Good morning, everyone. So this is my first time here in this park in Illinois, and to be honest, I don't know what to expect, but I did see some photos of the park, and there should be some kind of a waterfall here. So expect to see something nice. Anyways, so I wanted to share this video with you um, to share some of my experience in the testing season. So in the season when God is testing you, that's also a waiting season. In my case, it was separation season because this happened after I got separated from the people that God asked me to separate. And then it was, you could say, wilderness season, wilderness, waiting, testing, transition, mindset shifting season, all at once. Um, so my intention is to help you by sharing my experience. Might help somebody, so it's worth of recording this video. So I'll record this video as I usually do, like no script, nothing really. It's just a flow of words and experience sharing. For example, what's interesting to share in this waiting season, in this testing season, I was receiving messages through prophetic videos and in some other ways through numbers and similar about like what is going on and what is going on with people around me, and it's basically revelations about people around me, and revelations about why I needed to separate from people in my circle, and revelations about my enemies. And before I got those revelations, I actually got a thumbs up on, like, I got the revelation that there will be a revelation about my enemies, let's say. And it really happened. And it's not really something that I wanted to know. Actually, when it comes to everything negative in my life, I just want to leave it behind me. And I just want people to leave me alone. I don't touch anyone. I don't wish anyone anything evil. But I don't want anyone to mess around with me. So yes, honestly, I just want them away from me. And I don't know in which way God will do it, but I don't want them around me or against me. Anyways, so for example, one of the messages said, God has restored your strength. And really, there was a period where I was so drained. And I think it was the energy siphoning from the side of the enemy. Yeah, that's something that I didn't even know that it exists. I just found about it like on my way to the wilderness season. And really, when I got this message, God has restored your strength, this really happened. And during this testing period, I don't even know how I was tested, but I was tested in multiple ways. And each time I would pass the test, I wasn't even aware that I was like tested in some kind of way. And I passed the test, so I got a confirmation. You passed the test. Congratulations. All right. And I didn't even know what kind of test was that. Anyways, so Once I separated from my closest family members and I went to the wilderness, I just went guided by God and with the faith in my heart and hope that everything will be, trust in God that everything will work out well. I just trust God. So I left. So I would say the most difficult period was really the first period. You could say the first month. But within that first month, the very first days. so it was a testing. Okay, now I know it was testing, yes. Um, but it was like, I have feeling it was God. Well, God was silent. There was just silence. You know, it's like you are alone. It makes you feel like you are alone, at least when you look at it by sight or in physical realm. But the only thing that's keeping you really is your spiritual world, your spiritual senses, your faith in God, your trust in God. So, and that's what kept me. So there was complete silence, and I was just led by a voice to certain town. I just went into my car, and I was ready for. I took one bag with me. I got rid of all of my clothes, everything. Like I left everything behind. People, stuff, everything. I just took like one bag, one smaller and one bigger bag. Well, we are females, you know. Although I think the instruction was like, bring nothing with you except of the walking stick. I mean, yeah, I don't know whether I went wrong with that, but you know, still I need to change the clothes and everything. So, so that's what I had. Those bags and my car. Thanks God for the car. And I was guided to one town, and I stayed there. So I really thought that I will stay there for a short period of time, let's say a week maximum or 10 days or so. Guys, you will not believe I stayed there for, let me see, so for 2 months for sure, maybe even longer, maybe 2 months and 10 days. Unbelievable. Yeah. So in the very beginning there was silence, and the first, I would say, 3 days or so, it was so awful. Oh, I was expecting that, like, once I come to that town, once I obey God's instruction and I come wherever God guides me to, something will happen. Like some kind of promise will happen. You know, something good will happen. But nothing happened. And there was complete silence. Like, even if I pray and everything, there's nothing. And then, so I was praying and crying, and I was spending my money on hotel accommodation, and I knew that I couldn't do that for a very long time. At the same time, I was paying my rent in the apartment over there, and I was now, you know, in a situation where I need to spend money on hotel accommodation and spend money in some other town in the middle of the summer period. Like the temperatures were like 100 Fahrenheit. There's nothing really special you can do outside at these temperatures, and all of this together, and then the separation from my family and all of it at once. So yeah, and then I was thinking, of course, oh, did I hear well? Did I do the right thing? Is there any confirmation for me? So it was really tough. And then I thought, I should, like, a few days have passed. I don't know exactly, maybe a few days or 5 days. And then maybe I've seen some messages on YouTube or somewhere that guided me to the fast. So, okay, and then I started fasting. So I started fasting for my breakthrough. And I said, okay, I'm gonna fast until my breakthrough comes. I don't care how long it takes, a year, 1 month, 3 more days. So I'm gonna fast until breakthrough. Anyways, so what happened is that as the days were passing by and I was fasting, things were improving. Uh, Things were improving in the way that I started feeling more peaceful internally, and also um, so I felt this peace, like not complete peace. I was still worried, but that was one of the signs. And the other one was, so the other sign was that I started kind of receiving these messages in multiple ways. Anyways, the point is that things started to get better. But even though the things were getting better, I was still, I think, the major issue was that I was worried, like worried about what's next, about why don't I hear from God, worried about did I hear Him correctly, did I do the right thing, is there something else that I need to do, like basically you can characterize all of this as a worry. Was there a fear? I'm trying to remember. I mean, maybe there was a little a bit of fear, although there was a lot of trust in God. Probably there was some fear as well, but mainly like worries and how will I pay for the bills? I'm not working. I'm somewhere where I just spend money and don't earn anything. How long is it going to last? Am I going to manage to do this? Like all kind of questions. So the worst period was really this first month. Then I figured out like it looked like I was left to myself. Like I thought that I will be guided each step of my way, and that like the voice or the messages will be telling me do this or do that, or but this didn't happen. I mean, didn't happen directly, probably indirectly it did, because indeed I was divinely guided by God. Anyway, so I kind of figured out by myself that really, I mean, I was a little bit afraid, like, should I do something on my own? Uh, well, I consulted myself with God, but I didn't get any reply. But I've decided to like do some side work while I'm there, and probably it was okay because it was like a gig work, and it made this that it really made me feel better because I kind of felt a little bit more in control, and I felt that now like I know I can pay for some things, for some bills and similar. Although the testing was really also about letting go of control. And for me, in my case, really it's challenging because all my life I was in control, not because I wanted it, you know. It wasn't because I wanted to be in control. I would rather, leave everything to somebody else to take care of me, but there wasn't really nobody to take care of me. And I was a single mother, so I needed to take, and I had parents who were, retired, and I needed to basically take care of everybody. So I did that most of my life, and this letting go of control, it was a test. I don't know. Well, I guess I passed the test because I'm still here, and from time to time I got these messages like as a feedback that I did pass the test. So each time I pass the test, or like in your case, when you pass the test, you will go to the next level, and then new test will come, but you will have higher spiritual ranking. I think I heard something. This woods really doesn't look so friendly. Look at this. It's like from horror movies. I just saw one lady pass by. I don't even know if this is safe. I don't know if it was a crazy idea to come here alone. And I didn't really have any idea that this waterfall, if it exists, is somewhere close or not. I've been walking for 5-10 minutes already. So, the control, yeah, so that was one of the testing, but let go, rely on God. Also obey God. So one of the instructions was no communication with the people that I got separated from. There are some mosquitoes here. And what else? I have a small note here to remind me. Yeah, so during this period I got this revelation that I will get informations about people, what is going on in their lives, and how is like God dealing with them. And really I did. So, for example, something about my enemies. And I didn't really want to know all those things. It was tiring for me. Why do I even need to know about that? I was wondering, but okay. Yeah. So, for example, like one of the messages was someone who never wanted to admit their sin towards you, to apologize to you, is going to jail. Yeah, I mean, something like this. Or there are people, my enemies, who are relentlessly attacking me, and like the message is, they are relentlessly attacking you, and you did, God knows that you did nothing wrong to them, and you didn't take anything from them. And now, like 2 of them will die. Or God knows that you are faithful, or God is proud of you, or something like that. And then I was also receiving some warnings before spiritual attacks would happen, so that I would pray. And information about what will happen to the enemies and what will happen to them if they don't obey God, and that they've received more warnings, and that they've received multiple warnings, but they still keep attacking me. I also received some information about God's promise to me, about my purpose and my assignment. Yes, so this was a major revelation about who I am, and also revelation about my closest family members, and that this was a major thing, like that they basically betrayed me, and it's like some shocking news. I mean, I believe God, but you know, if you see it in a physical realm, for some of those people, you would never tell. You could never imagine things like that. Yeah, but I trust God. So, yeah, it was the period of the training, isolation, and waiting season, uh, and period of revelation, revelation about the enemies, revelation about what is coming in the future, revelation about what happened in the past, revelation about you and who you are and what your purpose is, and about your assignment. So I hope this helps somebody. That was the intention of my video. It wasn't scripted. Maybe it was like, I don't know how it looks like, maybe a lot of ups and downs, like no real agenda for the video, but the intention is good. So another form of testing for me was really to interact with people, like people, for one person that I knew, and it was my ex-boss, and I got revealed that she was doing witchcraft on me. And then I connected all the dots, because prior joining this company, they asked from me to do some testing, and some of the tests were emotional intelligence tests. And I later on realized that, those people who want to destiny swap with others or want to siphon their energy, they search for exactly people like that, people with empathy, because they don't have any empathy. So they made me do the test twice, I guess because I did the test so good that they couldn't believe it. And then they made me do it twice, to make sure that really I did the test good and that these are my results. Anyways, and then all kinds of things happened. Like if I just take a look at my credit score at Credit Karma, for example, from the period when I just joined the company, even though the salary was like 30-40% higher than the previous one. So when I look at my credit score, it just started decreasing, like falling down, which is really crazy. I mean, it should go up, not down. Like all kind of crazy things happened with my son, who wanted to commit suicide. He had a car accident. I had a car accident with the total damage of the car, and basically I guess I should have been dead, but I wasn't. God saved me. Only the car door was totally damaged, and it was the most peaceful accident that could have ever happened, because I was in a parked car on a parking lot, and I was about to go out of the car, and then the lady pulled to the parking lot near me, and she crashed my car door just at the time when I was about to go out. But nothing happened to me, thanks God. So God is protecting me, and God is protecting you as well. Yeah, so, but at that time I didn't connect the dots at all. I just could connect the dots once I got unjustly terminated, and then all this revelation started happening, and then yeah, I could figure that things out. So God asked me to send her a text. Oh, actually, not really to send her a text, but to let her know, or to rebuke her in private first, and then in front of the witnesses. However, I don't have really witnesses. I don't know anybody here, and but I was at a different location, so how I can do it in person? So I figured out I will send her a text, and the text was pretty short, and it was really polite, but it wasn't threatening or anything. But it said, the last part of it said, "And in the name of Jesus, stop it." It was really nice, but she got the message, I guess. you know. And yeah, so the other two things during this period of training and transition, waiting, wilderness, you will figure out that you have this discernment, a God-given discernment. I figured that out even before, just before I left, before the separation, and while I was still in that company, because God told me to leave, and I could basically read, you know, their intentions in the spirit. Like I already knew that they will terminate my job before they did that. Ah, anyways, so that type of discernment I'm talking about. So, and during the training, you will be trained. God will train you on how to war in the spirit, and He will allow some spiritual attacks to happen so that He trains you. But you are safe all the time, and you are like all the time divinely protected by the Almighty God. And that's what I felt all the time. I was in different kind of situations. I was as a female alone in another city, and I was just freely walking around during the day, during the night, going to the gym at midnight, and early in the morning, 6 a.m. or something. So I was safe all the time. I was all the time perfectly safe, divinely protected. I knew that, simply I knew that. That's a feeling, and that was the God promised to me as well. So if you obey God, then you walk in obedience to God, and you are in. I'll just wait until this lady passes. So if you walk, if you obey God, you are walking in obedience to God, and then that would mean that you are in covenant with God. And when you are in covenant with God, nothing can harm you in any way. Nothing. No spiritual, no physical world. Nothing. You are divinely protected. So during this testing period, you will also, as you pass the tests, you will get notified about that, and you will get notified that you are upgraded now. You upgraded your level, spiritual level. So meaning your spiritual authority has been upgraded. By the way, I walked through this kind of deserted park for about 15 minutes or so, and no waterfall anywhere around, so I quit. Oh, and just for the record, I never quit. This is just one simple thing. Like, if it's something major, I would never quit. So one of the examples on what God has revealed to me was, let's say, I'll give you an example. So related to my boss, for example, it was revealed to me that she wanted to, well, she was spreading a lot of rumors and slanders behind my back, and after I left, and she prepared she was basically stealing money, as I understood, from that company through some deals, and there were some mistakes that were done in the work, and she wanted to accuse me for all those, or maybe probably she did accuse me for all those mistakes. But well, the God said that I was only responsible for some minor mistakes that happened, but she wanted to and she accused me for all the major mistakes that happened when I wasn't even there, after I left and before I even joined the company. So she wanted to clear her name, I guess. Yes, it was a major issue, but also I got the revelation that my name will be cleared, and that she will get her punishment. She will get judged, and she will, as I understood, lose everything, or she will lose that position. Also got a revelation about this destiny swapping attempt that she tried, and with a group of people, like there was a there was a good group of people, and also about some other enemies who tried to steal my inheritance. God didn't allow any of these to happen, because I am divinely protected by the Almighty God. No weapons, no spells, no curses formed against me shall prosper, and every tongue that rises in judgment against me I shall condemn. And I have a higher spiritual authority now.